Welcome to the DIA Global Annual Meeting Virtual Edition Pharma Voice Editor's Take video series. In this episode, Taryn Grome, Editor-in-Chief of Pharma Voice magazine, meets with Jason Casarella, Executive Vice President, Business Development and Marketing, Advanced Clinical.
Jason, welcome to the Editor's Take video program, and this year we're in a virtual setting.
Morning, Taryn. It's great to be with you virtually. It's nice to be with you again.
It's great to see you as well. Jason, let's talk about the opportunities that you're seeing that COVID-19 has created in clinical research.
Sure. So I think there's no question that this COVID-19 pandemic has created massive disruption in the way that we work and live, but anytime there's disruption, there's always opportunity. And I think that we're going to look back several years from now and say that this pandemic was likely a very much needed shot in the arm for our industry. It has usually been a bit risk averse in the past and slow to adopt. And as researchers, we can't sit on the sidelines. We have to work every day and make sure that we're committing ourselves to improving lives, even in a difficult situation like this. So I think the opportunity has really been that the industry has responded to become more nimble and more flexible in monitoring clinical trials. I think new technologies like telemedicine and digital health are stronger than ever. It's really put many of these companies to the test, and they've all risen to the challenge. I think we're also challenging the ways that we've always worked. Does the gold standard still hold true? For example, is a double-blind placebo-controlled trial still the best route to develop a vaccine for COVID-19? Do we need that control group? So I think this opportunity really brought together all the stakeholders to challenge and move the needle. And I think we're going to look back and see that was the best opportunity that this pandemic created for all of us.
Jason, I couldn't agree with you more. And let's talk about now this next phase, where people are using the phrase of new normal, applying it to clinical research. When you hear that, what comes to mind?
So, Taryn, I won't use the phrase new normal. I think that is a little bit overused. What we're doing and what we're seeing today is unfortunately not normal. This isn't how people were meant to live and work and interact with others. But I think as we start to settle into a phase of less rigidity and more flexibility, we will see an intelligent combination of people, process, and technology as the new normal. I think the pandemic has really forced a reevaluation of how we're working. Most companies have really accelerated the process and the technology, but we can't eliminate the people. I think the people are at the heart of the work that we do every day. Drug development, pharma, biotechs are people-oriented companies. And when we arrive to that place in the near future, I think we're going to be much stronger, having learned and adjusted through the experience. We as a company have an opportunity to provide service and guidance to our partners and our sites and our employees every day. But that resilience is really, I think, the best opportunity. Ken Getz mentioned it earlier in the year, citing the resilience of the industry and the speed to react. So that to me is the new normal. It's going to be this improved state, not where we are today.
Jason, again, I couldn't agree with you more, and I keep hearing that term as well as new normal, and I say, why would we want to go back to normal when we can be extraordinary? And
Sure.
As you said earlier, we have been presented with this opportunity, and this is the time to really seize upon that. So I agree with you totally. Let's talk about, during this challenging time, what are some things that have brought you encouragement? Where are some silver linings for you?
So I was thinking about this, Taryn, and you remember last year when we sat down in San Diego, my imagine if statement was really based on bringing down the labels and the walls and the barriers and working together as a unified community. And I think that collaborative spirit that we've seen in the industry really has been, in my opinion, outstanding. Many companies are sharing successes at what they're doing. Many of the technology companies are offering free platforms or free trainings to really just accelerate and do what they can to help and do their part. I also think companies are pushing boundaries of the old ways of thinking. I continue to be impressed at the speed at which the industry has responded, demonstrating commitment to patients and families. And it's also been interesting to watch some of the creativity in repurposing some of the older drugs like chloroquine and looking at remdesivir as perhaps a treatment for COVID-19. And we speak with companies every day that are really pivoting and reprioritizing their pipelines to really try to accelerate their own attempts at treatments for COVID-19. Lastly, I think the consumer view of the industry, there was an article in Fierce Pharma about a month ago that said that consumer views of the pharma industry have been favorable and an increase of about 40% from a year ago. So that's good to see. I just think that this collaborative spirit and bringing those walls down has really brought me a lot of encouragement in the work that we do every day and how it matters.
Again, I couldn't agree with you more. And I want to thank you once again for bringing such great insights to our Editors Take video program. And it was so wonderful to visit with you virtually. And I look forward to seeing you next year in person at DIA.
I agree, Taryn. That's a promise. We'll see you next year.
For more information about Advanced Clinical, visit www.advancedclinical.com.